encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It's Testimonial Monday, and our topic for today is learning to breathe after a cancer diagnosis. We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from the Drive F5 with Roland. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, I spoke with Doc Michelle, and we talked about disparities in breast cancer outcomes for Black women. Head on over to Intellectual Radio on YouTube and stay connected for any episodes you may have missed. The quote of the day is, "Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain." We know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and breast cancer is 24/7, 365 days of the year. And breast cancer is the most common cancer for women in the United States. That is 1 in 3 cancers for all females that are being diagnosed each year. And according to the American Cancer Society, it estimates that breast cancer in the United States for 2023, about 297,790 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in women. About 55,720 new cases of, they call it DCIS, which means that the cancer is still within the ductal area, and they consider that to be a stage 1. So the cells are in the ducts and they have changed to cancer cells, but they have not spread it outside of the walls of the ducts. So they remain, they haven't spread it to the nearby tissue. So those statistics are alarming. They say about 43,700 women will die from breast cancer. So keep in mind that even though October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, that all year we should be moving from awareness towards taking action and not just in this particular month. Here are your trending topic for today. Some pharmacy workers at Walgreens, which is one of the nation's largest drugstore chains, said that they are planning another walkout at the end of October, and organizers are hoping that this time the protests will spread nationwide. Workers have already been staging walkouts in scattered cities to protect working conditions that they say put customer safety at risk. The action so far this month closed a handful of pharmacies briefly and slowed business at several others. According to Walgreens, they told CNN that this impact was actually minimal. Now, some pharmacy staffs and organizers in multiple states have confirmed to CNN that they are planning another walkout. And this time is going to take place from October the 30th through November the 1st to protest the staffing levels and other issues. Organizers have told CNN that they are still holding and hoping that Walgreens will work with them to reach a solution to the problems that they say range from understaffing to rapidly expanding workloads to low pay. A pharmacy technician in Oklahoma walked out during the latest protest because she felt like she had no other options. Her team cares deeply about the customers. She told CNN she even had a coworker whose father passed away, and she came to work the next day because she didn't want the staff to be short. If we could just get one thing out of this, the technician said, it would be that Walgreens HR actually realized that they are severely understaffed for the workload that they are expected to do, and it puts them physically, mentally at risk, and most importantly, it put the patients that they serve in danger. So they are working for one employee, they're doing the work of 4. They said they don't want raises, they want help. That is your trending topic for today. We are so grateful for our sponsor. We have Pastor Michael Richardson with the Emanuel Church of God in Christ, and he just celebrated 20 years yesterday being the pastor of Emanuel. We had a nice celebration yesterday, so he has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emanuel COGIC at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emanuel COGIC-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson, and we're from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
If you are tuned in on any form of social media, like the show, share the show, invite someone else in on the show that you feel may benefit from this valuable information. I'm so excited about my guest on today. She's definitely no stranger to intellectual radio. She is a singer, songwriter, band leader, and breast cancer warrior princess who recently released her single, Breathe, which is available for everyone on all forms of digital streaming platforms. Help me welcome back to Warriors Talk, Frankie Parker. Hey, Frankie.
Hey, what up, Lady ReShell? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
I
Fantastic.
see. Man, let me tell you, I see Frankie everywhere. I'm like, Frankie is really doing her thing. Like, you are so busy right now.
Moving everywhere.
Yes. It's needed, though. It really
It's
is
needed.
needed. It is. And I'm so excited about the single. I had a chance to listen to it, and oh my goodness, if you just close your eyes and listen to the song, I don't want to give it away because I want people to hear it. If you just close your eyes and listen to the song, you can just picture yourself being right there in the midst of the song, just like you can picture what's happening. So
That is so
you did
cool.
an amazing job. That song is fire.
Thank you. Word.
Yes, you did an amazing job. I love it. I love it. So I know the listeners are gonna love the song too. I want to play the song towards the end because I want them to wait for it. I want them to wait for
Okay.
it. I want them to hear you. For those who didn't get to hear you on the first show, I want them to hear you and know what Frankie Parker is all about and how the song "Breathe" came to be. So I want to just review your journey just a little bit. If you could
Okay.
just give them just a synopsis of your breast cancer journey.
Well, I was diagnosed with stage 2 T2 HER2 positive breast cancer in June of 2021. I have received chemotherapy. I have completed radiation. I've had a double mastectomy, and I've had reconstruction surgery over the past 2 years of time. I am currently in a case study for Northwestern Hospital for a vaccine for cancer. I'm the first recipient in Northwestern Hospital to receive this. I also am an advocate for Black women who are faced with such challenges as breast cancer. Those that are supporting us that are going through it as well. And today I'm a singer, songwriter, breast cancer princess warrior.
I loved how you just summed that up. I really do. I do. So you mentioned quite a lot, but what stuck out to me is that you're in this clinical trial.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that a lot of times they say, as African Americans, we don't participate in clinical trials. But here you are on the front line, being used so that we can get some information and some medication that will help people that look like us.
Right. So I'm very leery about the trial studies myself. I'm leery, but I am not completely fearful. There are some studies out there that have a high risk, and I've been asked to do some of those studies, but I refuse those. But this one, on the other hand, I've done my research. There are 3 years in the making of this product. And unfortunately, only 3 or 4 women of color actually participated in the previous phase. So that rang my ear for 2 reasons. Okay, the first reason is that just goes to show you that either A, we don't trust the system, or B, they haven't gotten it to us because other people, it might be a benefit for other people that don't look like us. It may not be as offered as quickly. The second thing that it pointed out to me was the importance of staying up to date on information and not just allowing the hospitals to provide you with updated information, but actually just focusing in and doing your own research and how vital that is. In this particular phase, there are people out of state that are actually begging Northwestern to be a part of this study. Being, like I said, that there are only 4 African American women that participated in the last phase, it made my antennas go up, because most times when it's something good, we don't get it. So I just made sure that, I even asked the people that asked me about being a part of the study, what were the demographics, the statistics, and all of those things, in particular to race.
Wow, that's alarming, because we know that most of us are diagnosed younger, and when we're diagnosed younger, it's more aggressive. So if you have a chance to participate in a study that's going to possibly benefit us, especially when you only see a couple of us in there, you're like, okay, what's up? What's going on over here that we're not getting the good? Something's going on.
Okay.
And we want to be included, because enough of us are dying at an alarming rate from breast cancer, and we do not have to.
We don't. And that's a lot of us too. It's not just the medicine that they offer or the treatment that they offer, but it's also, us being more aware and conscious of what we're eating, how we're living, how active we are. I'm not perfect with everything that I eat, but I'm conscious of it. And, I make provisions to make sure that I'm not putting myself in a odd predicament that I can't get myself out of. So I'm aware, but many of us are told these things and it goes through one ear and out the other, as if we're oblivious to it.
I totally agree. I see some people don't change their behavior from, okay, you got diagnosed. There should be some type of behavior change, especially around eating, especially around exercising. And we know that, you could do all of those things and do them all right and still be diagnosed with cancer. But we do know that exercising and having a healthy, I don't want to say diet, but a healthy lifestyle will help decrease your risk of a lot of diseases, not just with breast cancer.
Right. Exactly. So, it's one thing to know these things and to be told and you just absolutely ignore it. It's another thing to be fully unaware, which is in some cases, there was a lot of things that I do now that I was unaware of prior to cancer that I found out eventually are inhibitors or cause cancer or, increase symptoms. There are things that I just wasn't aware of. So now that it's brought to my attention, because, now I'm no longer in the unknown in my thought process, I have to make it make sense.
Yes.
You have to, you know what I mean? This just not
Yes.
given to you just so that you can just sit on it and just stare at it or look back at it. No, you should actually apply what
Right.
you're being told.
So do you feel like, Frankie, that you feel more powerful now that, you have this information under your belt, that you're able to make better decisions when it comes to your health, when it comes to even you sharing information with others who may not be there yet?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I'm more conscious of how I approach people with it, knowing that I was unaware of what was happening or I was ignorant to certain things. Now because of how I found out of how to take care of myself, because I found out about what's good and what's bad for me, now my approach is different with people. In some cases, I'm a little more aggressive. You know what I mean? Like I was just on a radio show with a young lady that said that she refuses to go get a mammogram. And in some cases I was like, well, why not? I asked her a few times, but I still kind of went at her even after the fact. Like, I want you to think about that, reconsider it. I'm more aggressive about it because I understand the importance of it. It's just not rhetoric anymore. Even my own mother, I'm putting her on blast. She was about to reschedule her mammogram. And I'm like, why? It's going to take you forever to get it done. So, look at me. You saw what I went through. You actually saw it hands on. Ma'am, I will show you the results of you not going to your doctor for a mammogram. So I think I've become more aggressive about it, but there's still a lining of understanding because we're just simply afraid. Being more health conscious mentally and physically is still a nuance to our community. There are things that we just will never get over. Our mistreatment in the hospital rooms, in the research rooms, from that to the lack of resources, to the fact that they simply just don't believe what we say. People just trusting us in their bedside manner when they're dealing with us. Like, we have a lot of challenges. So it's made me more aggressive, with talking to my sisters about it.
And I think, that's a good approach because cancer is an aggressive disease. So it's not going to be like, well, let's just wait. And because Frankie's not ready yet, so we're going to sneak no, cancer does not care. It doesn't care. So I think the conversation should be aggressive, especially if you have someone that said, oh, I have people tell me, girl, I don't touch my breast. How do you not?
How?
You let other people touch them. How do you not touch your own breast? Like, I don't understand it. Especially if you know me or you know someone who has had a breast cancer diagnosis and you've seen, like you said, firsthand the devastation that this disease caused. Why wouldn't you?
That just goes to show you the level of fear that we have of the medical industry, though.
Okay, you see these people dying. You see what we go through. What are we missing, Frankie? Because it's got to be something. Like, how do we mend that to say, okay, if I don't go in, then this is what I know can happen. You could go and it could be nothing. You could go and get a peace of mind and you don't have to worry about it. They preach early detection. They're not preaching cure. They saying early detection for a reason.
Absolutely. So how to go about it is just to simply have the conversation. The more that we talk about it, the more that we make it more of a common conversation, the less fear that people will experience. I personally feel that way. There are things within my family that have occurred with the women in our family where they've had reproductive issues. I didn't know until my late grandmother, was in the hospital one time that she had a hysterectomy. I had no clue, no idea. They found non-cancerous tumors and then they pushed her to have a hysterectomy. Well, that's important for us to talk about. Those things can no longer be taboo. If I could have that conversation with my grandmother, and I could have that conversation with my girlfriend, with my aunties, different other women that have different placements in your life, I think it's just vital that we have conversations. And we're just getting to that point as a culture where we could talk about our fears and our feelings and it not be a taboo thing or something that we've been told that we're restricted from. So the more that we talk about it and familiarize ourselves, I think the easier it'll be for people to admit it and to accept it and to know that also too that they have a support system in one way or the other. So if they are diagnosed, there's a support system for that. If they're terrified and in fear of going, there's a support system for that. So it's really just about us unifying and creating spaces where people are comfortable enough to express themselves.
I love that. And you're saying you're not alone in this. So There's people that you can reach out to. They'll be able to help you even hold your hand and get you along to that next step,
Exactly.
as long as it helps you take action.
Exactly.
So I love
You need a
that.
girlfriend to go with you to the mammogram. They
Yes.
help you squeeze and push
Yes.
and pull. Then you should be able to call your girlfriend and say, "Sister, can you please go with me to the doctor? And I'll treat you to breakfast afterwards. We can go have a
Yeah.
mimosa or something after the fact."
Yes.
We need to create a comfortable community where people are comfortable and they're okay with, discussing health and wellness.
Yes. And I think it's slowly getting to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And if we just continue to do what we're doing right now, is to have the conversation.
Absolutely.
And I like, Frankie, the way that you're using your music. Your music is a connector when it comes to getting the message out to individuals. Why? Because people listen to music. We love music. We connect with music. It's so many things that we can get from just listening to a song. If you have children and they listen to songs, they can recite the song and everything. They know all the words. They learn the little dances that go with the song. You're like, wait a minute. So you using your music. Music is a unique ability to raise awareness, to connect people on a profound level. So how has this song, or should I say, how do you feel the song will inspire or resonate with people when they hear it, particularly people who are facing some type of health challenge, not just breast cancer, but any type of health challenge?
The song is an instructional on how to get through anything. So it could be breast cancer, it could be prostate cancer, it could be depression, it could be a bad relationship, it could be the frustration behind raising teenagers. We know about that.
Yes.
Anything. The whole purpose of the song is to center yourself and to be able to find a place in this world where you can take a deep breath in and out and be okay, and that you take your steps to get to the point of accomplishment, whatever that looks like. So for me, I'm just hoping that it brings about a calmness to people, a spirit of ease, a spirit of tranquility that will allow them to focus on the things that matter the most, which are usually the tasks at hand.
Yes.
So that's the goal. And so far, so good. People are responding and they're like, I played that 10 times before I went to
Yes.
work. Okay, good. That's what we want. We want a little peace,
Yes. Yes. I like that calmness. Yes. So the song Breeze, it carries a powerful message. Can you just share like the significance of the emotions that were behind the lyrics and the music?
Well, my song is completely journalistic and spiritual. I start the first line is slow and steady wins the race, up to you to choose the pace, and with God's grace grab your armor, we are on the way. We meaning God, me, and the ancestors. So I'm actually, the way that it's written is like I'm talking to myself. I'm looking in the mirror and saying, okay, this is what I got to do. I got to bite this bullet and just go ahead and push through, and that becomes the theme of this song. Um, Pacing yourself and knowing and giving yourself freedom to choose that pace. Some folks, when dealing with cancer, they want to go every little step as slow as they possibly can. Some people just need to go right through. I didn't have my reconstruction immediately. It took me about 6 to 8 months before I decided to do my reconstruction. That's not wrong in anybody's rule book because those were my rules. That's what I set for myself. I set my pace. So that's the significance of the song, is that it presents a space for you to make a decision. And when you're going through cancer and all these treatments, you have very little decision making. You don't have a lot of control over the things that are happening. You make a decision as to how you're going to go, like what route you're going to take. But when you get on that path, you don't know what's going to be thrown at you, or how long you'll have to endure it. So that's the whole premise behind the song is understanding how you move is how you move, bruh, sis. And as you move, you have control over that, but you have to pace yourself enough where you can breathe again.
Yes, because a lot of people compare their journeys to somebody else. So you really can't, because you may be diagnosed with the same type of cancer, but you may go through differently than that person. So you do have to, sometimes you have to put blinders on and pace yourself through your own race so that you be able to get through it and not look at somebody else and be like, oh, well, she did chemo and radiation and she already done with everything. And I'm still over here and I don't have the energy to do anything. Like, you shouldn't do that. And I think sometimes people do peep into other people's window, or other people make them feel bad because they're on their own pace.
Mm-hmm. And that could be frustrating because you're just trying to match timelines, right?
Man.
Well, if she got it done in 6 months, I can get it done in 6 months. Or if she got it done in 6, I can get it done in 4.5. Watch this. And and you start to run these comparisons. And at the end of the day, your higher being, God, is saying, once again, you're not in control. I'm in control. So at what point do you just relinquish that control?
Mhm.
But you can control how you pace yourself through the different breaths, right? You can pace how you breathe through anything. So that's the one thing we can pretty much control.
Yes. Sometimes you just have to just release it. Like you said, we try to hold on and try to control every little bit of, okay, I'm gonna do this. This isn't God, like, oh, he already got you to a halt where he's trying to get your attention. So sometimes we just need to slow down, or as I would say, let go and let God, and allow him
Absolutely.
to guide you through it.
My pastor always uses this quote: rest is resistance and revolutionary. And
Yes.
sometimes the moments that you feel that you need to be active are the most important moments for you to rest. And the greatest ideas, concepts, visions. If you think about it biblically, most visions came to people, to prophets, to children of God when they were resting, when they were relaxing. So I'm big on that too. Get your rest. Even today, I had a doctor's appointment. I was at the hospital for 4 hours. But as soon as I got home, it was like, whatever. I'm resting. I need to just stop. You know what I mean? You have to be able to do that as well.
Wow. What advice, Frankie, will you give to a woman to prioritize her health? Because a lot of times, we're taking care of everybody else. If you have kids, you have a husband, you have a job, we taking care of everybody else, and we don't prioritize our health.
My advice would be, forget the rest. You can use whatever term you need to get through that statement. But forget the rest. Forget everything else. Self first. At the end of the day, we all got stuff that we are preoccupied with, but we will make room and make time for the things that we need, that we feel are the most important and the most vital. So understanding that, forget the rest. Take care of yourself. If your schedule is a 12-hour day of you dealing with kids, job, cooking, cleaning, play dates, football practice, whatever the case may be, start your day out in the gym. Give yourself some meditation time, some time with you and God, you and your higher being, and hit that treadmill. Make that a daily activity, just as if you shower every day, just as if you feed yourself every day. Do the things that not only cater to the outside of you, but the inside of you. Take that time to bond with yourself and hit that treadmill or hit that elliptical or pump them weights, whatever you got to do. Activity helps not only physically, but it increases endorphins. And it's so much easier to think when you're thinking positively, especially as a survivor, because it's a lot of negativity going around you. So you have to be able to combat that with positivity. Start with activity and forget the rest. Everything will be taken care of anyway. You can't make a 5-course meal today. Make some fish sticks and some salad and call it a day. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, make time for yourself. That's, to me, if I don't live with too many regrets. But one of my biggest regrets is that I waited until cancer until I realized how important and vital it was for me to focus on me.
Wow.
So do that before your health says you have to.
Wow. And I used to be so guilty of trying to do everything myself. And then when you get cancer, it's like, you don't have a choice. You have to ask for help. It's like, okay, I can't do this by myself. I had to reach out to my mom, reach out to my oldest daughter. Like, okay, I'm gonna need y'all to take some of these responsibilities because I can't do it all. And
I'm guilty of it too.
Killing ourselves trying to do it all.
I'm guilty of it too. And a lot of times, being that you're the one that takes care of everybody, it's just habitual for you to have to do that, for you to have to take care of the world. And I'm big on, making sure that I'm independent in as many ways as I can. And there have been times where I've asked for help and the help wasn't necessarily the way that I wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? But that was help in its own way because it showed me who I could go to and how far I can go with people. But yeah, we have to accept when people are able to assist us. We have to. You can't do what you're doing at the radio station without the support of someone there. Earl's got to be there to press some buttons too. Same thing with anything else in our lives. So, and then I'm like this, it's okay to cash in.
Yes.
Not to say that you do stuff for people because you expect something back. But shoot, if you've been the giver forever, why can't you receive? What's wrong with that? And you're taking away people's opportunities to pour into you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You've been doing so much for them. Now they have an opportunity to do for you. And you're taking that away from them out of your level of stubbornness because you just want to be able to do everything yourself. And you can't.
I used to hear my pastor say, don't block their blessing. If God told them to bless you, don't block their blessing. Say, no, I'll do it. No, allow them to bless you.
I've learned that very well. And to a degree, I had to learn it forcefully because I have friends that I'm scared of. And they would do things for me and be like, take it, I said. And I'd be like, okay, girl, well, you ain't got to pop your eyes out and be mean. Okay, I'm taking it, It was a point where I would go downstairs. That's how good God is. Every day, I would have an Amazon UPS delivery or something. Somebody sending me something from juicers to eucalyptus to whatever, candles, whatever people thought, candy, whatever they felt that would make me feel good. It was like that for months. And I'm just really, really appreciative that somebody cared enough to care for me. If not in a way that I care for them more than that, So.
Wow. We need that support system. It's so important. I don't care how
Absolutely.
strong you are. You need people to survive. Yes.
It's a true story.
Yes. I always say it's crucial. I don't know how anybody could go through a cancer journey by themselves. Like, I don't know how. I know I couldn't.
And you might see it. With chemo, you see all the different people by themselves. And you could tell the ones that just don't have nobody. They don't even pick up the phone, talk on the phone when they're there. Just looking sad. Some of them be angry, and that's why they ain't got nobody.
Yeah. It brings me back to the song, Breathe. Sometimes you just need to breathe, be still, and allow God's will to be done. Stop trying to control everything.
Absolutely.
If you are tuning in, we are live on Intellectual Radio. I'm so excited. We have Frankie Parker, who is here sharing her newly released single, you guys, Breathe. And I want to listen to some of this song, and I want to come back and talk about how this song has helped to heal her, because I know it's going to help to heal others. So let's listen to Breathe. I want you to introduce it really quick.
Of course, I would have to cough as soon as you said that. Ladies and gentlemen, Introducing Frankie Parker's single in honor of breast cancer survivors and survivors all over the world, Breathe.
Grab your armor. We are on the way. Breathe, 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 just breathe. Breathe, 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 just breathe. Take nothing from the past. Right on. Avoid the spells that cast. We will fight our way. Yes, right away. We have the power. We will rule the day. Just breathe. 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 Just breathe. Take deep breaths, bring life in your heart. I can feel you. God be with you. When it gets hard, unbearable, take charge, stay strong, keep fighting, surviving your face. Slow and steady wins the race. Up to you to choose the pace. And with God's grace, yes, with God's grace, grab your armor. We are on the way.
Girl, tell me that ain't fire. Yes, love it. I'm like the other person. I could just let it play all day. Just let it play.
Thank you.
It gave me the vision of me getting my army together. Like I'm assembling my army and we're getting ready to go to war. We're bracing ourselves and we're preparing and we're getting ready to go to war. I love it.
The army's interchangeable, right?
Yes. Oh, definitely. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Lisa said she loved the flow too.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yes.
Your hair is cute, girl, in that picture. Okay.
Yes, I really love it. I really love it. I feel like music, a lot of people do use music as healing. Like sometimes you're going through stuff, if it's love songs, if you're going through a heartbreak, you may play love songs. Sometimes we play church songs when we sad or we need some inspiration. Like I love this song. It just reminded me of just assembling my team and we getting together to go to war. That's how I felt with the song when I heard it. And that was the first take when I heard it. I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Angela was like, yes.
Hey, Angela, thank you.
Lisa said, thank you for the compliment about her hair.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's to me, it's a powerful song. It's a lot of, how do I say this? A lot of times when I'm in the studio, I am one of those artists that just hate the studio. I'm a stage performer. I like to be in front of people. If I could do a live recording in front of everybody and could trust what I'm going to say or do, in particular what I'm going to say, I would do that. So I'm not a studio person. The producer of the track, Nick Indigo Davis, he and I consistently argue and bicker in the studio. It's just one of those things for me. It's like, I don't want to do it. And he's like, no, you got to do it. So I'm saying all of this to say that this is one of the few times that I hear something and go, I actually like the work that I did on that, or I actually like this song, and I'm sure that, there are songs that I've written that people will say they love and I can't stand. It's just kind of one of those things. But I really do love this song. I really do.
Now, were you in the middle of your battle when you did this song?
Yeah, I started writing it a little bit before I started chemo. I started writing it. And I was recording it and doing reference tracks during the chemo process. So in and out when I could, because with chemo it's exhausting. So you can't work as hard as you normally would like to. So when I had the energy, I would just get up and go. Sometimes I forced myself to go because I missed the stage so much that this was as close to the stage as I could get. So it's a blessing in disguise because now the studio and I are friends. I would no longer consider the studio an op. But yeah, it's one of the few songs that I really enjoy though. And I'm really glad that it came to me in the way that it did because I was able to complete it due to my journey, my walk with cancer. It carries a different light, if you will. Initially, the song was for a not-for-profit, the Rhythms Project. I do mentoring and I assist youth with recording and writing songs. So we'll write the song, help them record it, and then we'll produce it. And I do the vocal production end of it. So this song was a part of a fundraiser, Let Music Unite Us. You can go to the rhythmsproject.org and you can find out more information on that. But I told Nick, hey, bro, we can still use this for the fundraiser, but I need this on my EP, Jack. So I don't think he had a choice because I think we would have just been fighting. We just would have been rumbling in the jungle. Okay. But we got it done. We're both pleased with it. And we look forward to the feedback from it.
Awesome. I was just thinking breast cancer can be, like you were saying, recording, you would just be tired and didn't have the strength. It can be emotional and a physical challenge as well. Can you share some insight on like some coping strategies that help you stay strong and positive during that time of your journey?
Therapy.
Yes.
Did I say therapy?
You
I
did.
said therapy. I said therapy. Therapy is
Yeah.
important. Being able to lay on the couch, figuratively, and tell your problems to someone that has nothing to do with your daily, nothing to do with your family, nothing to do with your church or any other commitments that you may have. Laying on that couch saved me in a lot of people's lives. A lot. Prior to and during chemo. Journaling, which is a therapeutic tool. Get you a journal. And there were times when I would write pages and pages, and then there were times where it'd be 2 sentences. Just make sure you have a space where you can release yourself that no one else has to be, they don't need access to. Therapy, journaling, finding what you love to do in your space. Somebody brought me a crocheting kit that lasted for about a good 2 weeks, and I was like, I can't do this ish. I was done with it, but that works for some people. I have coloring books.
Yes.
I have one that's a swearing coloring book. My girlfriend bought me one with swear words in it. So I be on the phone with the doctors and they telling me all this trash, and I be coloring in my swear book. And then I had some that were just regular, like adult coloring books. Things to kind of keep my brain functioning because, also with chemo, your brain is affected. Chemo brain fog and all those different things. So I just found different ways. When I could, I rode my bike. Anything that just brought me joy. Being around my family. Having family nights. And sometimes I'd be too weak. I'd be just laying on the couch, just listening and laughing while everybody's around me having a good time. So just finding things that you like and not making an excuse for why you can't do things.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Angela said, how about you and her do a survivors duo?
Angela, hit my line, girl. Hit my line. I got to see where you at now. I appreciate the offer though. I do. Well, we got to make sure we matching. We matching.
Lisa said you should be very proud knowing that you have blessed others with your gift. It's very nice.
Thank you. I'm grateful. That's part of my purpose. I think I'm still here because I'm supposed to be a blessing to somebody else, and I have a message and a purpose to complete before my departure on this earth. So that's totally my motto, my daily motto, that you have purpose and continue to live in your purpose.
Yes. As we wrap up, Frankie, can you tell listeners where they can get the song Breathe, and then how they can learn more about your advocacy work and your efforts on breast health and cancer awareness?
So you can follow me on all social media platforms. IG Sounds of Frankie P with one F. Frankie Breezy Parker on Facebook. I have a website, frankieparkermusic.com, that lists not only the single information, but also my events that are coming up that I'm performing at. You can always catch me on stage live because most of my advocacy comes through performing.
We need to come see you live, me, Angela, and Lisa.
Okay, let's go.
Are you still doing the residency?
Yes, I am. Okay. I'm at the basement this weekend. Actually, okay. I'm only going to be there till 12 because I'm pacing myself. Okay.
we need to come see you. Yes.
If you want to come, just let me know. We can swap some information. I'll take care of you guys. My residency is at the basement, 353 West Hubbard Street in Chicago. I'm also involved in a quarterly residency at the Untitled Supper Club, 111 West Kinsey. So I'll be there on the 4th. But on the 28th, I will be at my home. I love my basement people. Shout out to the basement. Hey, Rob. Yes. Hey, y'all. I love them so much. They're such a blessing to me. One of the first people to give me a donation when I became sick. They cut a check quickly. I mean, and they love me, and I love them. I make them a lot of money. Wow.
Okay, I'm calling Tracy out. I'm calling Angela and Lisa. We need to go and see Frankie, you guys.
Please.
Let's get together and go see. Tracy, I know you would love it because Tracy is a singer too, so I know she would totally enjoy it.
It's crazy now, but we have a good time.
Yes, Angela said that's what's up. We need more therapy when we're going through. She said you're such a blessing. Lisa is agreeing. You. She says yes. And Lisa says she's in. She wants to go. All right, you guys, we need to pick a date so we can go and support Frankie.
Every fourth Saturday.
Every fourth Saturday, so we can take in some of this good music, you guys. Let's do that. Frankie, give us some words of wisdom as it relates to just breathing, after a cancer diagnosis.
Well, again, one of the quotes that my pastor stole from somebody says all the time is rest is resistance and revolutionary. Be truthful with yourself when you need time. Allow your body to tell you when you've reached your point of stress. Listen to your body. Make peace with your body. That includes checkups. That includes eating habits. Anything that you can do to keep your body in a peaceful balance, do it. Most importantly, know your purpose and know your worth. Know who you are. Know why you were put on this planet so that you can remain on this planet for as long as you need to in order to complete your mission. And breathe.
Yes, I love it. Frankie, don't go nowhere. Stay right there. I'll be right back. You guys, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk. I'm so grateful for my sponsor, Gloria Dotson with Mary Kay. You can go to marykay.com/GDOTSON. We're also grateful for our sponsor, for our 7th gala coming up season. You guys make sure that you follow them on Facebook, and they're also on Tubi. And don't go nowhere because coming up at 7:00 is a People Show with Mark Wallace and Charles Thomas. I will leave you with these words of wisdom. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations, and we are going to go out listening to Frankie Parker with Breathe. So join me next Monday right here on Intellectual Radio. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time.
Slow and steady wins the race. Up to you to to choose the path. And with God's grace, yes, in God's grace, grab your armor. We are on the way. Breathe, 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 just breathe. Breathe, 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 just breathe. Take nothing from the past. Right on. Avoid the spells that cast. We will fight away. Yes, right away. We have the power. We will rule the day. Breathe, breathe, just breathe. Breathe, just breathe. Deep breaths bring life in your heart. I can feel you. God be with you when it gets hard, unbearable. Take charge, stay strong, keep fighting, surviving your face. Slow and steady wins the race. Up to you.